welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is about discontinuing the past. And now a lot of us get stuck in the past. We either feel we're not good enough to move on, we can't work through our past mistakes, we feel guilty, we feel ashamed, we feel there is nothing moving forward and that things are just going to carry on the same way forever. And the more you stay stuck in your past, the more you will struggle so much in life to enjoy things, to be happy, to be present, to be alive. Because staying stuck in the past doesn't mean good things for your future, and it surely isn't good for your psyche and your journey and where you are at your present moment. Remember, we can't expect more in the future than we've had in the past if we have not healed in the present. If we can only heal in the present, we can only heal now what happened all those years ago. But if we don't heal our past trauma, our past hurt, we don't heal it now when we have the chance, our future is going to be the same. We can't expect more in our future if we do not deal with the past. And we cannot create a good future because everything we've experienced in the past is just going to keep on translating to the future, and it will make the prospects of having a fruitful and successful future very, very slim to none. And remember, the past is what keeps us trapped. It's what keeps you trapped in that mindset of I can never be better. And that is so dangerous and so self-destructive. You can cause yourself some serious harm, and we get stuck. It is a trap. It's meant to keep you in the same position for the rest of your life. It's not something that you should go back to and overthink and think of different scenarios of dealing with it better. Sometimes we don't need closure. Sometimes we just genuinely need to let it go and move on. And we get trapped within ourselves because we cannot move on from the past. We cannot move on from the hurt, the trauma, the bad experiences, and that's what keeps you stuck. Remember, you are not who you were back then. The past reminds you of a more vulnerable self, and the more you are reminded of that vulnerable self, the more vulnerable you will become inside to difficult experiences, future traumas, because you have not dealt already with what happened. And not only does the past remind you of someone who was a lot younger, a lot more vulnerable, it reinforces that more in the present. The more you are vulnerable and reminding yourself that you cannot be better and you are vulnerable, it reinforces more of that and will create more of that in your present, which will create even more issues, even more hurdles, even more barriers to overcome in your future. Remember, the past is just meant to be there to teach and shape you. It is painful, it is traumatic, it is difficult, it is scary, it is all these things that come with the past. Fair, but it's up to you whether you let it shape you for a better future or whether you choose to completely self-destruct. And we choose to either build ourselves further, to sculpt ourselves, to create something out of it, or we choose to break down and self-destruct. It all has to do with your mindset and how healing focused you are. Because if you are healing focused, you will not allow your past to create more issues in your future. and change how you internalize the past. This can be a tricky thing for a lot of people. A lot of people may say, yeah, but it was a bad experience. Why would I frame it in a different way? But if you frame it in a different way, in a way that doesn't affect you as much, it may be a little bit easier to internalize and deal with. So change how you internalize the past, how you view it, how you choose to allow it to take a certain amount of control or have a certain amount of influence in your life. Because yes, it was a bad experience, but if you frame a trauma saying this almost destroyed me, or if you could reframe that and say, yes, it was difficult, yes, it was harmful, but I have created something better out of it. I have learned from it. And that's when you choose to build from trauma instead of self-destructing. And then focus on letting go. Don't hold on to everything. Don't hold on to toxicity. Don't hold on to mental clutter. Focus more on moving forward and healing. As I said, closure, we all need to seek closure because we don't like the feeling of uncertainty or incompleteness in our minds. But sometimes there's no closure. Sometimes we can't go back. Sometimes we can't redo it. We can't fix it. It's just about not allowing it to take hold of you anymore. To be able to focus on letting it go. Because the more you hold on to it, the more it's going to harm you. Move forward and focus on healing instead of self-destructing further. I mean, the problem is with holding on to the past is that it keeps you trapped, yes, but it also keeps you stagnant, complacent, stuck in the same mindset, the same beliefs, and the same position in life indefinitely. And that's what can happen if you allow the past to keep you in one place. And the problem with that is we get comfortable with that and we retract even further in our comfort zones, and we say, yeah, well, at least no one can hurt me now. Okay, but you're not experiencing, you're not living, you're not creating fulfillment. And this complacency that the past creates is what causes stagnation and what causes you to become unfulfilled. And not letting go of the past causes depression, and depression is correlated more towards past experiences and things that happened and trauma. You can't really get depressed about the future, but you can get worried about the future. And not letting go of the past also causes anxiety for future outcomes. We worry, okay, things were not good years ago. What if things are not going to work out? What if things are not going to work out because they didn't? And then we create that belief that things are not going to work out. Remember, depression is based on the past outcomes, past emotions, past experiences, and anxiety is more for future outcomes and worries and understanding and accepting uncertainty. We do not exist in the past anymore. We only exist now. We only exist here now in this moment. You can't exist back then and you can't exist 2 years from now. You have to stay in the moment. And that brings me to my next point, is when you are struggling with staying stuck in the past, focus on being present. Actually experiencing what's going on for you right now in your mind, in your senses, everywhere, everything around you, your environment, and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of igniting all your senses to bring calm and a meditative state for the mind and the body. it's very important that you focus on breathing exercises. You stop yourself from thinking what if and thinking what's happened. Remember, the past can be very destructive, but if you're healing focused, you can move on and you can grow from it. You don't have to stay stuck in your past mistakes. Accept, let go, and move forward and grow. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.